Hi everyone. I have news this week about a relatively new trend in local government. A growing number of regions are considering hazard pay for certain frontline workers. In fact, early in the pandemic, some larger retail, grocery, and restaurant employers chose to provide some of their team members supplemental appreciation pay for a period of time. Last week, Long Beach became the first region to require grocery store chains with at least 300 employees nationwide, or more than 15 employees per store in Long Beach, to pay staff an extra $4 per hour. The cities of Los Angeles, Santa Ana, Santa Monica, San Francisco, Berkeley, and the counties of Los Angeles and Santa Clara are now each considering varying versions of supplemental hazard pay. The majority of these proposals don't apply to restaurants, which are largely shut down. But you may have heard of these measures and wondered if they will impact you. That's why we're bringing you this information today. Generally, these proposals require up to $5 per hour in extra hazard pay for grocery and drugstore chain employees for 4 to 6 months, or in some cases, even longer. Last week, President Biden released his COVID relief plan, which included his pledge to call on business leaders to provide hazard pay to frontline essential workers. The plan states a number of large employers, especially in the retail and grocery sectors, have seen bumper profitability in 2020 and yet done little or nothing at all to compensate their workers for the risks they took. That statement is similar to one put forward in California by labor unions to advance these policies for larger grocery and retail employers. While the president's plan has no mention of a mandate, the local ordinances being proposed in California certainly do. And one of those proposals does contemplate including restaurants. Santa Clara County is considering adding publicly traded fast food restaurants, or those with at least 300 employees nationwide and more than 10 employees per store site, to their proposed ordinance, which also targets larger retail and grocery employers. Whether the narrative being used by organized labor to push these policies is true with regard to grocery and retail profits, we don't know. What we know is that the restaurant community has largely been shut down and shut down repeatedly. Most restaurants are not exactly swimming in profit right now. The CRA's government affairs team is continuing to make sure local officials in all parts of the state know the dire situation restaurants are facing. I'm Sabrina. I'll see you here next week.